Hi everyone, my name's Andy White and I'm one of two Tendring Alliance independent candidates who will be standing in Jaywick in the upcoming District Council elections. I just want to make a quick video, introduce myself, give you an idea of what it is we want to do. As I say, there are two candidates. The other candidate I'll be running with is Dan Casey. I'm really pleased to be running with Dan because he's, well, you all know who Dan is. Dan's something of an institution in Jaywick. I always remember my nan who lived on Willow Way. Her stock response to almost every complaint she ever heard was, you should give Dan Casey a call. So yeah, it's nice to be running with someone who's got such a record of helping their own community. Anyway, that's enough of the Dan Casey fan club for now. Policies. We've got a lot of house building coming up on Jaywick Lane, and we're very aware that that's going to place a great deal of strain on services. That's more people needing GPs, more people needing hospitals, policing. We've got to make sure that there's a relevant funding increase to these services, which are very often very stretched to begin with. You know, we're going to need more school places. Following on from that, GP appointments. We've got a real issue at the moment with, I keep hearing horror stories of people who've spent hours on the phone trying to get a GP appointment, or people who have placed hundreds of calls just to get a sick child or an elderly relative in to see their GP. And that's something that's got to stop. We've got to reach a point where, as it always used to be, you could pick up the phone, you could call the GP surgery, and you could get an appointment within 24 hours. We pay for this service through taxes, and we've got to start delivering it. We can't just have these things hived off to private companies who are taking a profit and delivering a really poor service. Another issue me and Dan are very keen to look at is the possibility of them closing wards at Clacton Hospital. Now, that's something I care about personally, because my grandfather died at Clacton Hospital. He had a very serious illness, but because there were wards at Clacton Hospital, he was able to have a bed in his hometown, and he was able to see people. He had visitors 3, 4, 5 times a day. Now, if they'd moved him to Colchester, which is where these services will go, he wouldn't have had that contact with people. He wouldn't have had those final moments with friends and relatives. So I'm very keen to keep those wards open. I want to keep the maternity unit open. It's all very well having all these cuts and all this budget saving, but we've got to provide services for people, because people are paying for them. You know, nobody has ever come along and they've cut services. Nobody's ever come along and cut your council tax. Nobody's ever come along and cut anything. They'll continue to take the money. We want the services, and I think we should be able to expect that. We want to look at a whole raft of other issues. I won't go on about them too long now. There'll be leaflets going out this week. There'll be a second leaflet going out in another 2 or 3 weeks' time. You can find us on social media. Just search Tendring Alliance and you will turn us up. There's contact information on our Facebook page. You can email us, phone us, whatever you need. If you've got any questions, we're very happy to answer them. If you want us to come and speak to you, we can do that. We'll be arranging regular meetings. I believe me and Dan will be at the Jaywick Sounds Happy Club, which is first Thursday of every month, and we'll also be doing a few dates at the Golf Green Hall, which again, if you look on the Facebook page, you'll be able to find all those dates. They'll also be out in the flyers. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to listen to this, and I look forward to answering any questions you have. Thanks very much. Bye.